Alright. Hey, how y'all doing today, man? Hope y'all doing good, staying well, staying healthy, all that great stuff, man. Today we got 7 insane Gary Payton trash talking stories. Shout out Gary Payton, man. Hey, Gary Payton fan, stand up, man. You know what I mean? And you Seattle Supersonic old school fan, stand up. You know what I mean? OKC fan, stand up. You know what I mean? Gary Payton. We all know Gary Payton was probably one of the most legendary, probably the most legendary trash talker. There's no probably one of the most. It's probably the most legendary trash talker of all time. And yeah, we here to hear 7 insane stories from this man Gary Payton, bro. I actually want to, you know what I mean, hear what he said. You know what I mean, how he got in players' head. And you know, trash talking is an art. It's a pure art, man. If you know how to trash talk right, it could really play up to your advantage, man. You know? So, but you gotta also know who you're trash talking to. Cause you trash talking to someone who like Mike, it ain't gonna work. Like you can't trash talk to someone that knows how to counter that. You feel me? So it's like, it's just adapting to your opponent and just know, you know what I mean, what his buttons are. You know what I mean? What buttons to push. So let's get it, man. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Oops.
Gary Payton trash talking stories. There's always a few names that we think of when we talk about trash talking in the NBA. It's normally Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, or Gary Payton. I've made videos on Larry Bird and MJ, but I've never made one on GP.
Okay.
And I thought, why not combine 7 of his greatest stories in one video? So here it is.
Let's do it.
While MJ and Bird talked a lot, none of them took it as far as Gary Payton, who some might argue took it too far. And you'll see what I mean after watching this video. Even some of Gary Payton's teammates were sometimes overwhelmed by what Gary would say. Michael Cage, who played Payton in Seattle, once said on playing with Payton, "You just want to go find a library or something, someplace totally quiet, just because of how much Payton would talk. He would just talk like random shit because that's what he felt like doing." Gary Payton also revealed in an interview that there is no line when it comes to trash talking. In his own words, he said this: "You can hate me on the basketball court, but I will say sorry to you afterwards. If I knew something about a person's mother, his sister, if he had just got a drunk driving charge, I would go at that situation. It might be cruel to some people, but I would go at it."
Yeah, it's like, you know when he said, "Hey bro, keep it basketball. Keep it basketball." Bro, that's not this dude right here, bro. He gonna talk about your moms, he gonna talk about your sis, he gonna talk about anything that has to do with getting you upset. Upsetting you, man. You know what I mean? Getting you off your game. I mean, that's not my method of how I play the game, you know, but people got their methods, man. You know, people got their methods, bro. You know?
Because I want somebody to say, your wife this and that and that. Well, your wife too. Right. Your wife too. Right. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's how I was going to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Those two here, but y'all gave this to the... I was cracking up when I found out these two running their own show, bro. I was like, hey, that's funny, bro. Because you know these two... Kevin Garnett, legendary trash talker, but Kevin Garnett take it far. He take it far too, bro. He take it far too, man. For those who don't like, you know what, like if you know, you know. You know what I mean? That's all I gotta say about that. He said some things that's just like, dag on, bro. Dang, bro. You know, it's like, dang. That's how they go about it, bro. It's like you gotta know what they trying to do. You know what I mean? So it don't affect you like that. But when you in the moment and you just hearing from what they saying, it will upset anybody. It will piss. It's gonna be a fight for anybody, bro. You know.
Get down. I'm gonna get down with you. You say something about me, I'm going back at your head.
Now I'm all.
I keep it basketball, man. I ain't gonna talk about your girl. I ain't gonna talk about nothing that has nothing to do with basketball, man. You know.
What makes the game great. Also,
but hey,
we don't really see much of trash.
It's like that though,
especially compared to what it used to be. Payton attacked
it's like
their
that.
personal life, and that is just savage. Anyway, let's just get on and talk about 7 of Gary Payton's best trash-talking moments. Number 7, Gary Payton versus Michael Jordan. Now, this isn't number 7, but it's because it's number 7 and 6 together. MJ and Payton frequently got into it on the court. 2 of the greatest trash talkers of all time. What else would you expect? But if you do a Google image search for Gary Payton, and one of the earliest and most frequent pictures you'll see is of him jawing at Michael Jordan in the middle of the 1996 NBA Finals, which is actually what the thumbnail of this video is. It looks like Payton is about to drop an F-bomb, and according to his recollections, that is probably a safe bet. According to Gary Payton, it was a lot of everything, Payton said. A lot of shit, fuck you, and then Ron Harper got into it, Scottie Pippen got into it, Phil Jackson got into it. We were going back and forth with the fuck yous. This is just...
And only about Gary Payton, bro, he wouldn't just get in. He wouldn't get into with just the players, bro. He gonna get into with the coach, the referee, the fans, bro. The announce. No one's safe, bro. Nobody is safe. If you a walking soul, he gonna get on your head, bro.
Funny. This is just funny in my opinion, and it wasn't even like normal trash talk. It was just players and coaches saying "fuck you" to each other, and yeah, that sounds like Gary Payton. Number 6, after being drafted in the 1990 NBA draft, in his first ever preseason game, Payton says he talked trash to Michael Jordan while MJ was resting on the bench.
His laugh be cracking me up too.
He
got a funny laugh, bro.
Right now, talking trash.
Let me see that.
James, pretty much, while LeBron James is resting on the bench. Payton said it was. This is just after he got drafted. This is like a rookie right now, talking trash to LeBron James, pretty much, while LeBron James is resting on the bench. Payton said it was an experience, and I had to go against Michael Jordan, and had a good game. When it came to the season, Jordan remembered, and at the first tip-ball, he said, "Hey, I got the young fella." He said, "Don't forget, I remembered about preseason and what you did, and then he just dropped 35 on me." I was talking real bad, and he, being Michael Jordan, doesn't really play that much in the preseason. I had like 19 points, and he was still on the bench, but I was still talking trash anyway. Lesson learned by Payton here. Number 1, don't talk trash to Jordan, especially when he's on the bench. Number 2, Jordan just seems to remember everything. I mean, I guess you just can't finesse. Number 5, Gary Payton says to James,
Shout Cash,
"Man, you won't even be in the league next year." From a 1999 ESPN magazine interview with Dan Patrick, Payton revealed what he might be considered normal trash talk from him caught Jamie Fick off guard and actually hurt his feelings. During an interview, Dan Patrick said to Payton, "Is there somebody that has no business talking trash?" Payton responded saying, "Jamie Fick. He said something to me. I said, 'Man, you won't even be in the league next year.' And then Scott Burrell came over and said, 'I hurt Fick's feelings.'" That is just savage if you ask me. I mean, when you think about it, it's literally his job and life. In other words, it's like saying that he might lose his job after the season. Which, I mean, is both funny because it's trash talk, but completely savage at the same time. And it's
that's tough,
what Gary
man.
Payton would say. Number 4, and this is one of my favorite stories. Gary Payton goes as Scottie Pippen. This one came from former NBA point guard Damian Stoudemire via the Players Tribune. He played with Scottie Pippen in Portland after Pippen had pretty much ended his career. I mean, this was his last stint in the NBA, and his whole career had practically been summed up already. I mean, he played with Jordan, won 6 championships, so I guess you could say Scottie was just ending up his career and playing in Portland. But Gary Payton didn't care. Stoudemire said, "He'll go at anyone. He'll go at Scottie Pippen. One time you'll be playing Gary in Portland, and he'll be in Pippen's ear." He said, "You ain't nothing anymore, Scottie. Where's my cat? Where's my cat? I ain't scared of you now, Scottie." Mind you, Scottie will have 6 NBA titles at this point. Gary will have none, but he won't care. He goes, "Hey, Scottie, you know what, man? You ain't even 50 all time. You want me to show you on my list? I had you 51, Scottie. I had you 51. I had Dominique ahead of you, Scottie. You're 51, Scottie."
Hey,
this is the level of trash talk.
Gary Payton's trash talking. It's like, it's funny, bro. It's funny, bro.
Now. Don't even open your mouth. If Gary Payton is going to talk to Scottie Pippen...
Hey, don't even look his way. Forget to open the mouth. Don't even look his direction. You know what I mean? Don't even look this man's way, bro. You make eye contact. Hey, Matt. Remember that time when I came back?
He'll say
gonna get at you. Gonna get your head.
NBA player. This is probably my favorite out of all of them, just because he said he put Scotty at the 51st best player in the league and not top 50.
Talk about 51.
I don't know.
That's funny,
part
bro.
just cracked me up, but yeah, that is definitely my favorite Gary Payton trash talking story. Number 3, I will kill your family. This is what Gary Payton said to Ricky Pierce. Now, this is perhaps the one instance that went way too far.
Whoa.
Now, I just went from talking about my favorite Gary Payton trash talking story, and this is probably my least favorite, but it is the most interesting, and I guess I had to put it in here, because this is an instance where he went way too far. In Game 1 of the 1994 NBA playoffs, the Sonics opened up against Denver with expectations of rolling into the finals. Of course, we all know what happened there, with the famous image of Dikembe Mutombo holding the ball as they beat Seattle in the series. Yeah, you know that series. If you don't, pretty much Denver beat Seattle, and Seattle was the first seed, Denver was the 8th seed, and they lost. But one subplot was the verbal battle between Gary Payton and Ricky Pierce, and the way they got into it. According to then Sonics head coach George Karl, he said, 3 years ago, I didn't see the first outbreak, but he and Ricky Pierce got into some kind of discussion at halftime of the first Denver game, and they were threatening to get guns, Karl said, of the altercation. The players told me they had guns in their bags. It was...
It's time to go. That's what I'm thinking. What? It's time to go. I ain't talking... We ain't talking about nothing, bro. And these two gonna go at it. All right, man. Hey, dog. You know what I mean? Hey, man. You feel me? I'm out of there, bro. Hey, listen.
It was crazy.
You know, you want to go be peacemaker, talk it out? Go ahead, by all means. I'm not going to stay here. I'm not staying in this joint, bro.
Now, this story sort of sounds fake, but after what happens with Gilbert Arenas and what happened with the whole...
No, sir, bro.
I mean...
I got bills to pay, man. Shout out Cash Nasty, bro. Got bills to pay, man.
I believe this story, so...
Yeah, I mean...
crazy. And George Karl, he always seems to be in the middle of something, but this altercation where Gary Payton said, I'll kill your family, as they have guns in their bags at halftime, yeah, that is some Gilbert Arenas crap right there.
It's time to go.
Number 2.
It's time to leave.
Jason Kidd talked trash to Gary Payton, and it completely backfired. Now, I'll actually let Jason Kidd tell you guys the story, because he once talked about this in an interview, so I'll let you guys hear the story, and I'll let my thoughts out.
Jason Kidd and Gary Payton, they're like tight.
We're playing in Tacoma. This is I'm in the NBA. I'm playing for Dallas. I'm a rookie playing against Gary, and so we always, looked at each other, always said hi. But once we got, after the tip ball, we were, going at one another. And I'll never forget, he's posting me up, and I pretty much kind of know what he likes to do. So he went into his move, and I blocked it. And I told him, get that stuff out of here. But I didn't say stuff, but he looked back at me, and that was a big mistake. He went on like a 15-0 personal run, and then we ended up losing the game. So I went after the game, and I said, hey, look, my bad. I had a mental block. I forgot who I was playing. I didn't mean to say that to you. He said, oh no, you woke me up, and that definitely helped me. But I said, don't worry about it, it'll never happen again.
So I guess, yeah, Jason Kidd pretty much got the Gary Payton treatment. When I talked about how Gary Payton trash talked Jordan, and obviously that didn't work out for Gary Payton as a rookie. Yeah, well, Jason Kidd talked Payton as a rookie.
15-0, that's a lot.
That completely backfired because, yeah, Gary Payton went on a 15-0 personal run, and they lost the game. Yeah, Jason Kidd.
That's like you got skunked twice. You know what I mean? Dang.
And that was don't talk to Gary Payton. And number 1, this is probably, I know I said the Scottie Pippen story was my favorite. This is tied favorite because this is just funny. Number 1, Gary Payton used to trash talk the air. Yeah, you heard me correctly. The air. Writing for Sports Illustrated, Phil Taylor shared this story. And this is when Gary Payton was in college. A sports information staff brought me to the gym where I waited while Payton finished his end of practice shooting drills, catching passes and hoisting jumpers from the top of the key. every release came with accompanying commentary. Put your hand down. You can't stop this. Too late. Take the bus and get here quicker next time. Don't even turn around. You know it. Oh, another one. How did that feel? All the trash talk wouldn't have seemed so unusual since Payton's chatty reputation was already well known, except for one thing. No one was playing defense. Payton was taunting the air. When Gary Payton finished with his drills, I asked if he always verbally abused imaginary defenders. Payton just brought his head to one side and gave me the look, the Gary Payton look that would become so familiar to NBA fans. The one he would give to referees who called a foul on him when his plastic wrap defense became a little too aggressive. He looked confused for a moment, as if he didn't realize he'd been yapping while shooting. Then he said, "It just comes out of me. If you know me, you know I'm always gonna talk." And that story is just crazy. The dude was trash talking the air. There was nobody there, but Gary Payton was still trash talking. That is just funny. And just as a bonus, because I found this one
Man,
extremely
it's trash
funny,
talking the air, bro.
Gary Payton said to Cindy Lowe, "Sit down, you Smurf." In one of his most infamous trash talking episodes, "Sit down, you Smurf" was what he said one day to Cindy Lowe,
Yo.
the former Minnesota Timberwolves coach. The fact that he says "sit down, you Smurf" to a grown man just cracks me up every time. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you...
Tough. Nah, you threatening to kill somebody. That's hey yo. It's way past basketball at this point, bro. Ain't no way someone threatened me and we gonna keep hooping. Like, you feel me? That's crazy. That's crazy. As far as I know, I ain't the person he mad at. You know what I mean? So I ain't got nothing to worry about, man. He mad at him. You know what I mean? And he mad at him. So whatever y'all got going to, man, listen, whatever y'all got going on, go ahead and squash it. Whatever you gotta do, run the fade, whatever y'all gonna do, you know what I mean? But once I hear y'all got sticks in the bag, bro, y'all got sticks in the bag? Boy. Alright, dog, you know what I mean? Hey, good game. You know what I mean? Crazy ending though. Go ahead and take the exit. You go and see me exit like any normal individual exiting out the premises. You gonna think I was a spectator wearing a jersey. One thing about basketball is there's no limits to how far you can go with this type of stuff, man. The only limit is the person you going against. That's your limit. You know what I mean? If the person on the streets like that, and you just gotta know who you talking to. That's it. You feel me? You just gotta know who you talking to, bro. I naturally let my game talk for itself, and that's how I roll. You know what I mean? Some people naturally trash talk. That's how they roll. That's gonna do it for this video right here, man. Hope y'all enjoyed. We're gonna move straight to the next video, and yeah. Whew. Hope y'all stay well. Stay healthy, stay blessed. Love you guys very much, man. Peace. I'm out. Woo.